And the rest of us can mute when we're not speaking, of course.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Hello, everyone. It is another fantastic, fun Friday with One Global Movement. You are in for a treat today from our first daughter, Vanshika. Vanshika is one of our amazing daughters here. She is the one of the young women or the youth that started speaking on One Global Movement, which is one of the things that we want for our young people. We want them to be able to take the stage. We want to give them that charisma, that courage. We want to know that they belong, they have value, they have worth. They can speak in any language here on One Global Movement, and we will be able to understand them because why? We have interpreters. We have people who can speak different languages, but we want you here because we want to hear about you. We want to know what your successes are. We want to know where the challenges lie. We want to know what you need us to do for you, because if we don't hear from you guys, we will not know what to do. We will not know how to celebrate you. So it is our responsibility, all of us here in One Global Movement team, to bring one, bring two, encourage our young people. If they are younger than 18, they need to be here with their parents or the adults that are around these children, because all what we're doing here is for them, providing tools and resources that they can use to begin to build on their hopes and their dreams, whether they're in school, whether they're building a business, or they are learning a trade, whatever it is that they are doing, we are here for them. And I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. All of you on the panel, you're all welcome. If there are any new people here, I welcome you all here. One Global Movement loves you all together. We can pool our resources to begin to eliminate illiteracy, eliminate hunger, eliminate poverty, eliminate child abuse, eliminate all those social issues that face our young people, our children and families across the globe. So thank you guys so much for being here, and like, share, and subscribe to this channel, because when you do that, we will reach millions, billions of youths, because the goal is to reach 1.7 billion young men and women worldwide in a lifetime. So do whatever it takes, and whatever you're doing, we need to know about it. One Global Movement need to know about it, because we need to promote all of our endeavors, all of our contributions, all of our education, so that the world will know who we are individually and as a group, so that they can know where to turn to. It's not just about One Global Movement, it's about the initiative that you are championing in your own life, in your own community, in your business, in everything. This is what One Global Movement is all about. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, I will give the stage to our one and only daughter, first daughter for One Global Movement, Vanshika. Take the stage.
Just a second. Wait a second. Yvonne, I wanted to say something at the top, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yes. Before we go to our wonderful speaker, I just wanted to remind everybody of our panelists. Now, you'll have a chance to comment and, whatever comes up after a while, but just make sure that we keep it brief so we all get a chance, and you maybe even could speak more than once, but just keep it a one-time kind of brief. And then I want to speak to the folks in the chat that are watching us out there, folks. Listen now, as you listen to our speaker today, Vanshika, she will be saying something that you might have a question or you might have a comment that comes to mind as you listen. Please feel free to put that in the chat. So I'm talking to the folks in the chat. Type your comments or questions in the chat, and then we'll address those a little bit later when I come back on later for that. That's all I have to say. So thank you very much. Let's get on with the show.
Thank you. If Francis Tay and Chris Tiozone are in the chat, please, I sent Francis the panelist link. We would love to have your presence on stage here because you are a technical guy. And then Chris Tiozone, if Francis Tay can share it with you, because I couldn't see you on Messenger. Maybe my eyes are not seeing things well today. But thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, Yvonne ma'am. As I always say, that my presence over here, the possibility that I'm speaking in front of you all and I'm able to address everyone here is just because of her. If this chance wasn't given to me, I wouldn't have been able to make it. I wouldn't have been able to send my voice to millions of people, and I'm really grateful for that. And all the people in the panelists who have been contributing, um, the graphics team, uh, the backstage people, whoever is not present over here but still working backstage, looking after the chats. I'm really, really, very grateful to you. Thank you for making the show a success again. And now I would come to the topic, today's topic, which is really interesting. Like it's a lot of technology. It's a lot of it's like machines, computers, communication, everything. But I'm going to keep it a bit simple today, because going in depth, it will not, it will not be very helpful to us. What we need to understand is the basic concept about information and communication technology. So this is our today's topic, and before I start the topic, I would like to ask the the people who are listening to me, that in, you know say 20 years back or 30 years back, what was the communication, means of communication you would do? you know how would you talk to someone? How would you go to someone? Like, was it a cart? Was it a train? Was it a, you know say, ship? And how were you able to communicate from miles away? Was there a phone, or say, was there a laptop? Please, you can just comment your answers below. So with that evolution, that mankind had an issue communicating to each other who were miles away. They formed some technology which is called communication technology, right? So what information technology and communication technology is, I would like to make it more clear with the help of a presentation, which is not too long, of course, but yes, it will make the things clear. And please let me know if my screen is visible. I can
Yes,
see.
it is
Okay.
visible. We can see it.
Okay. So, information technology. So the term itself tells us that information technology. Basically, when we gain some information about something, it's information. And how we gain that information, what is the means, that is information technology. What kind of technology makes us gain that particular information? How do we extract it? It's information technology. So, the study or use of electronic equipments, especially the computers, for collecting, storing, and sending out the information. Now we have three things. First, to receive, and then to send, and the third one is to store, right? The meanwhile process, when someone is sending or receiving some information, the main thing is to store that information. Now, that particular equipment which does all this task is called the information technology. Okay, so let's know more. That information technology, which is generally called IT, is a set of related fields that encompass computer systems, software, programming, languages, and data information processing and storage. Okay, so as I earlier said you, that the three things which we need, receiving, sending, and storage, those all are done by the information technology. The term is commonly used as a synonym for computers and computer networks, but it is also encompassing other information distribution technology such as television and telephones. Now, when we hear of IT, what comes in our mind is computer, phones, okay, laptops. But actually, information technology is any equipment which is giving you or receiving or storing information. Okay, may that be a DVD, may that be a TV, may that be a radio, because it has some information and you are getting that information through the radio waves. So all this is information technology. Basically, the evolution happened when there were just letters to communicate. Then came the, no, I'll start with the pigeons, of course. There were pigeons, then there were envelopes, then there were the keypad phones, then there were the normal computers. Now we have the Android, then we came to iOS, now so on, so on, so on. The supercomputers we have, of course, and also we'll talk about the satellites we have, which give us information about the space. That is IT too. In a layman language, whatever gives us information, whatever stores information is IT. So yeah, that is an IT. Information technology is also a branch of computer science, which can be defined as the overall study of procedure, structure, and the processing of various types of data. As this field continues to evolve across the world, its overall priority importance has also grown. So nowadays, if I hear anyone like I'm pursuing CS, so I hear people saying that okay, go in IT. IT has a lot of scope. It will make a lot of money. So what they mean by this is that information technology nowadays has spread a lot, and it has too much demand in market that everyone is just after IT. It's like whenever you want to make money, go into BTech, do computer science, and you learn a lot. So that's what this slide says. Okay, so we heard about the information technology. Now, what is communication technology? In a layman language, communication is to express or tell or listen someone's thoughts, feelings, and judge someone's expression. That is communication, right? So, something which helps us do that is communication technology. Of course, if something which is helping us to store, receive, and send the information and is called information technology, it's obviously something which is helping us to communicate and to understand something which others want to say. That is communication technology. Okay, so communication technology is any digital tool that can be used to send and receive information. So, what we want to send to someone, what we want to tell to someone, and what the other person is telling us, what helps us do that is communication technology. This technology can include software, computer programs, devices, and messaging systems. It is an activity that started even before the civilization of human beings. However, a period of time as technology advanced, accordingly, different modes of communication also developed, including telecommunication and wireless communication. Okay, as I told, I'll not go deep into the mechanics and the procedures, but yes, communication technology has two parts. It is telecommunication and the wireless communication. So, as I told, first there were the envelopes, then came the cables, and then came the wireless communication. Of course. Let me tell you about computer networking. So basically, I just learned this subject a semester ago, and it's really interesting. It tells you about how the communication is done, how the the cables are connected, how uh, the TCP and the OSI systems are differentiated. Like I learned a lot, and it came to my notice that there are 7 layers through which some signal, some data goes, and I was shocked. Oh, okay, it has 7 layers. It has to cross those 7 layers in just few seconds. I mean, milliseconds, and then the data comes to us. That is the power of communication technology. That is the power of the equipments. That is evolution. So basically, when we use cables, it's a lot of time firstly to fix them, then a lot of time to maintain them, and then it's a lot of confusion in arranging, then encoding, decoding the things. But when you talk about the wireless communication, it's just that it's the sender, it's the receiver, and yeah, the communication is going on with the help of the satellites. And of course, it's much better than the the cables and all. That's a lot of stuff. Basically, cables also are further divided. Firstly, we used to use the copper wires, right? Now we use the optical fibers, OFCs, which is way too better. And of course, that is a bit cheap than the copper wires. So that's why they are, the copper wires are replaced. Um, what happens in that is, underground the cables are just connected to one telephone, like sender to the receiver to the servers, and then that is how the communication occurs. That is communication technology. So that is the medieval phase we are talking about. But now that's the wireless phase, wherein we just have two devices. One is the sender, receiver. The sender sends the message. The midway, it's just converted into binary, and then it's decoded, and then it's sent it to the receiver. The receiver receives it, and it's done. I hope I'm able to explain this well. It's not too much of tough to understand. It's just a layman language I'm using. So I guess we are done with this. Now, what the topic is about is information and communication technology. Okay, no, boom. The information technology and communication technology are two different things. And there's one different thing which is just collaborated, it's just submerged and makes one another technology, which is information and communication technology, which is ICT. It's an extensional term for information technology that stresses the role of unified communications and the integration of telecommunication, that is, telephone lines and wireless signals, and the computers, as well as necessary enterprise software, middleware, storage, audiovisual, the enable users to access, store, transmit, understand, and manipulate the information. Okay. Now, if I tell you that information technology is wherein you store, receive, and send the information, okay? Communication technology is how you communicate or understand the information. So when you combine both of them, then you understand that, okay, I'm speaking something and I'm receiving something. Also, I have to, like, I should have some device which is storing the facts, which is storing the information. Now that technology, that equipment which does this is ICT, information and communication technology. Okay, so that was with my presentation. I hope I am very clear with what I said. And I just kept it short because it's really vast. If I talk about computer networks, if I talk about the IT, if I talk about communication, it will end up like it will take up uh, 2 or 3 hours. So keeping it short in a layman language, I hope you were able to understand this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanshika. Thank you. Well done. Well said. You blew our minds again today. We are so proud to have you as our own daughter. Thank you so much. And everybody, prepare with your questions. These are things that we all are going to contribute. We have seen the change of information technology and communication technology. It has changed a lot. If I think about my grandfather and my grand-great father and grand-great mother, how they communicated, they used drums in the moonlight night to send communication, and people understood them. Think about that. From 100 years ago to now, my grandfather died at the age of uh 90 something. Think about that. And even my grand great father, so it has changed a lot. Even me at my age, I am learning a lot of these, communication, information technology for my first time. Imagine that, the computer. And I know that where I come from, a lot of people are going through difficulties because they don't have those gadgets to even use, let alone talk about even having the electricity or internet, which I am just so happy that OnPassive has brought this to us so that we can disseminate these various things to various areas in the world, regardless whether we come from there or not. We begin to help people. It has changed a great deal. So people should take the floor and let us carry out conversations on this and unravel everything right here, right now, because OnPassive has given us that platform to do so. Thank you. Who wants to go?
I don't mind jumping in.
There you go. Thank you.
Go ahead.
And
Please start
thank,
now.
thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yvonne, for inviting me here. And Vanishka, your words and your wisdom are very important for everyone. I apologize. Technology, right? So bells and whistles from
Yeah.
all all shapes of and forms. Need to get these closed. All right. So I apologize. I do still have a landline for those who are wondering. Um, so I don't come from a technology savvy background. And I would like to say, referring to what was said here about generational and about how we want to spread everything. So when we talk about generational, the thought about education and um, and our life really comes into play, right? I'm thinking about myself in on passive and many others that I know, how the old generation in unpassive is only 5 years old. How crazy is that? Only 5 years old. We all had our first day that we were born in unpassive, whether it was 5 years ago, whether it was 2 weeks ago. I think what we should always remember is how this community is growing on a daily basis. And we need to remember and continue and embrace the newer generations that are coming into OnPassive. Many times, as the older generation, we tend to use language that maybe the newer generation that's coming in is not so sure or confident about. And I want to suggest all of us to go back to the first stages, although they're not really the first stages, right? Because when I joined, at least almost 3 years ago, there was much less to see and much less that I could understand in comparison to what we see today. However, we all need to go through this learning curve in OnPassive. I love the quote of many the wonderful slogans that Ashmufara has embedded in our beautiful company. The deeper our belief, the greater our success. And I would like to encourage each and every one of us to dive deep into the pool of treasures that Mr. Mufara and the great tech teams have prepared for us in the ecosystem. If you are watching this recording and you didn't transfer your founders account from the O founders to the new ecosystem, I highly recommend you do it. If you have already transferred your account or you maybe registered directly into the ecosystem, just go into the wonderful pool of magic that's under my links. You'll find my links in that great menu. And under my links, you'll find 7 beautiful pieces that are promotional clips. And I keep saying that, and I'll repeat and say it. There's always a curse in the blessing. And the curse is that it's done so wonderful. So we're so amazed by it, and we rush to send it off to someone. But we don't stop to learn it. I want to encourage each and every one of us to stop, watch it, learn it, write a few notes about it. Ask yourself some questions, such as, What in this clip makes you move? What in this clip did we learn? Did I learn new for my own sake? And who comes to mind when I watch this clip? And why I think that is important? It's because as we develop our emotional intelligence, and we want to make sure that we are talking to know your client, we're talking to the right people at the right language. For instance, if you'll see that amazing event that On Passive is doing with the expensive cars, you know, the great parade. To me personally, luxury cars are not the thing, but my niece loves it. So that is definitely a clip that I would send her to wake her awareness, to get her awareness about On Passive. So each and every one of these clips could really trigger our thoughts about someone else, someone different. Just send them the clip and tell them, I was watching this clip and thinking about you. I was thinking about you. You came to my mind. Now, how many times do people receive those messages? You came to my mind, just out of the blue. If we share the ideas and the morals of helping, healing the world, caring for each other, well, let's show it. By caring means that we give a hand and we walk the walk with the person. We don't just talk. We don't just send them off. Go do your due diligence. No, we're here to help you, guide you through the ecosystem, although it's made for everyone to understand, and help you learn enough in order to teach others. And I would like to share with you one little story that I was pretty amazed by. Actually, you know what? I have two stories.
Yeah, I think, do you want to come around again?
Yeah.
Come around again so that another person can speak. Who else wants to
Stay
contribute?
around for those two great stories.
Yes. Who wants to contribute again, please? Is anybody ready? John, do you have something in mind?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I could look a little bit in the chats here, and I would just like to say for myself, it's very interesting to you stole my thunder a little bit there when you were talking about your ancestors using drums to communicate. Because the first thing that came to mind as I listened today was, if you really think where we've come as a civilization, from days when it literally was culture where you used something like drums to communicate, and even smoke signals. Think about things like that, and look where we are today. And what is this all about? Well, it's mostly about the devices that we use to communicate with all of the information and data that we heard Vanshika talk about. And even the devices, for example, what IIanit was talking about with the generations, how much it's changed over even our time that we've been around, what we used to communicate with. And she mentioned a landline there for a moment, but even beyond that, where we've come with cell phones and computers and various devices and wireless devices. And it's just amazing what this has come to and how we transfer information with technology. And so then I would just like to take a peek here now, unless somebody wants to jump in and make another comment on their own. I hope you will in a moment, but I can go and look at some stuff. And I got some things in the chat here, which I'll bring up. Just, I'm going to say, first of all, it's not really about technology, but I'll allow this because Cecil Weir, he makes a comment. He says, yesterday he drove by a courthouse. He was wondering why so many people standing with posts, while I found out, I'm not sure what he means here. What I found out was abuse. I guess what was happening at the courthouse was stuff about abuse, kids being abused. So he was just saying that he's praying for them, and he's upset by those who abuse kids. And he's making a plea. He says, please, to the world, people, do kids. I'll just say that. Now I'll go down. We have some things that are dealing with our topic here. William, who's one of us, William Nuwamanya. I think, he says, at his IT school, for example, in his community at Seeds Academy, he has ICT lessons, but he finds that they are lacking the ICT equipments, which is very true. I know for William in particular, but this is all over the world too, where people, like, our goal is to educate the youth all over the world. And one of the things that's going to be difficult is getting them the proper equipment to communicate in these modern ways that we're talking about right now today. William also says we need ICT schools in our communities and capable teachers for teaching our youth. By doing well, our youth can earn a living and become job creators. Let me just look down again. And William also says, at Seeds Academy, I have that ICT as a subject, but you can find that we are lacking the materials to make the lesson understood. Okay, so that's all from William right there. So that's all I'll have for right now from me. And
thank you.
Hopefully, one of our other folks would like to come up and say what's on your mind about what our topic is about today.
Yes, thank you so much, John, for catching all of that. I am so happy that you were watching the chat so closely. I want to thank Cecile for what you just said. It breaks my heart and it even brings tears to my eyes, because this is what a lot of us have been fighting. One Global Movement has been fighting this for 10 years or more now. And with limited resources, it was still fighting. It was still fighting to see that these young girls, these children are not abused in one way or the other. If I think about myself as not through that kind of abuse, but if I think about young girls that are being abused all over the world, it breaks my heart to want to do more. But I'm so glad that there are so many people here that we are driving towards the same goal. And when William talks about that, William, I understand you because I have walked that path. And guess what? One Global Movement is thinking about every child. No one child is going to be left behind. We're building this foundation. That is why we're asking and inviting everyone to come here so that we will read and understand every information, every comment, so that we know when time comes, what are we doing depending on the environment and on that community. We are in this together. Thank you guys for those wonderful comments. Anyone else wants to go? They can just pop and go.
I see something that Dr. Benny put in the chat. I don't know if she wants to come on and say anything herself about it, or I could just read what she said in the chat here. Dr. Benny, you got something to say?
I think you can read it.
I'll read it. Okay. She says, ICT is an umbrella term that encompasses any communication device, including radio, television, cell phones, computer, and network hardware, satellite systems, and more. So that's from Dr. Benny.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Benny. Being that is your field, information technology, it's your field, and we so much really thank you for that wonderful, wonderful comment. This is what I mean by us coming together. It's not one global movement. It's not about Yvonne Mundih. It's not about John Barilla. It's not about Divina. It's not about any of us. It's about people who, through the blessing of Unpassive, have accepted that because I was struggling to do something that I was not even making any big difference. Because of Unpassive, we can do it now. It's out of that selfless mindset and heart that I would do it for the world, just like Mr. Ashmufara is doing. Mr. Ashmufara said, if somebody offers you a good meal, wouldn't you want to share that meal with others? This is what we are here today about, and this is what we are all about, with no excuses, no child left behind. Thank you so much. Who else wants to go?
Yes, can I say one more thing, please?
Yes, go ahead.
First, I want to congratulate our daughter. Thank you. You know I love you, right? With all my heart. Yes, yes, yes. You are the youngest here, and the way you behave, I respect you as our daughter, and I respect your parents as well. Yes, thank you so much for this presentation when it comes to the ICT. Now, we do have there are certain examples with this communication. So one, I talked about the phones, right? Now you have to chatting as well, right? And then you have emails, which is one of the examples. You have podcasts, you have online chat and everything. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. I will allow someone to continue. Thank you again, our daughter.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Benny. We really love her. Yes, if no one else is going, maybe IIanit, Corrina, do you have anything to say? Maybe I should be calling names now.
That's okay. Hi. No,
Okay.
I just referred to what John was saying there. That was on March 20th. That was around the world, where people were standing up and going. We marched from downtown where the Mavericks played, the Ball Diamond, all the way down to downtown in front of the city hall. And it was for the children, for what was going on right now, because they're pushing so hard on the children in the schools. They're ignoring the parents completely. And so that's what that was all about, John, on September 20th. That was worldwide. So yeah, that was very good. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I think it's all good that we need to protect the children right now. It's very important. There's a lot going on. So
it is very important.
And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, because what Corrina is saying, we discussed during one of the sessions, I think it was yesterday. You know what? They're talking about protecting the child. They're talking about child abuse. But how is it that institutions, governments, how is it that you're allowing a 2-year-old to do something that they don't even understand anything about? Isn't that the greatest child abuse at the highest level? We need to stand up and fight quietly behind the scene, because we need to protect these children by all costs. No child should be allowed to take those kind of decisions when they don't even understand what it is. If you're talking about 18 years, they can then have the right to do their own thing. How is it that you turn around again and wanting a 2-year-old to change into either a man or a woman? Isn't that child abuse? We need to stand against things like this.
Yeah. Thank you. I agree. Yeah. They can't do it for themselves. So
yes. IIanit, if nobody's going, IIanit, you can go.
Before we like someone else speaks, I would ask a question to the audience. Like I would ask that what is the first search engine ever? Is it Google?
I thought it was Google.
I thought it was Google too.
But I don't know.
Okay, so please comment. And if you think it's Google, just comment yes. And if it's something else, then we'll be discussing this next Friday. I'm not telling the answers right now. You just have to wait about it. Okay.
Well, I know it's Google for now, but I know something else came before Google. So we know that. But it's Google that I know. Yes.
I know that Microsoft now has a search engine that's using artificial intelligence as some kind of I forget what they call it exactly, assistant or something like that, or pilot, co-pilot or something like that. So that's a little different, using the AI for a search engine.
Okay, I'm going to be highlighting comments while just waiting for anybody that is going to be speaking. So we have Kadi. Thank you so much, Kadi, for coming. We see you again.
Dr. Smiles gave the answer.
You have something to say, Vanshika?
Dr. Smiles just answered the question.
Oh, Dr. Smile?
Dr. Benny.
Dr.
That's what I call her, Dr. Smiles.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Smile, I love that.
Okay, that's nice. That's a beautiful name. Oh, what is the answer?
The answer is Archie.
Archie, so wonderful.
As she mentioned, that is the first search engine.
Wow.
That's on Google.
Wonderful. Thank you, Enolix, for being here today. Guys, just so you know, those of you who don't yet know, Monday through Thursday is a 30 minutes extension of One Global Movement. It's called Speak with Heart. it is an extension that we want to keep promoting, because a lot of the children that I deal with, they're all over the world. They always need that constant motivation. Sometimes they will call me, they will write to me what is happening. So I want to keep doing that, because it is not an easy goal to reach 1.7 billion children. But with you guys here, we will definitely reach them. So you guys comment, like, and share. And I think John Barilla will be telling you guys this. Try to hashtag a lot of good things on here, so that we will know that they're important, and so that the AI will also know where to take us to, so that we can continue to help these children well. So William here, William, let me see. William says, we are all waiting. We can't wait. Of course, William, we are all waiting. Then Anil, hello family. Thank you for coming, Anil. Hello everyone. And if anyone wants to say something, go ahead and say it. But I'm just doing this because nobody's speaking now.
Well, let's, IIanit, give us one of those two stories as we're getting towards the end here. Pick the best one and hit us with one of your stories.
Yes, come on. You got good stories.
Okay. So the first one is, I need to get back to this to get the right information here. So I was at a show, actually at a marketing and innovation show that was here in Los Angeles just 2 days ago. It's called the leading event for marketing solutions and innovation. I was amazed at the amount of booths that online marketing companies and services had there. You would imagine if they're an online marketing service, they would be marketing themselves online. I got into, first of all, it's a great opportunity for those who can find some shows, business shows in your area. It's an amazing opportunity to engage with business owners of different trades, different spaces. I got into this conversation with this young gentleman who seems to be very savvy about what he does, and he does the traditional online marketing. He shared with me that he's marketing. Now, remember, his business is online marketing, right? He markets his online business marketing with a budget of over $13,000 a month.
Oh,
$13,000 a month.
wow.
I could not believe it. I was going from one booth to the other. I was with my QR code scanned on my t-shirt. And all I told them is that I hope they scan it. And I hope that next year when I come visit here, they won't be here. I even had, I could say, the Israeli chutzpah. I was a little rude, but when he wanted to hand me his business card, I said, I'm sorry, I don't follow up. I'm not selling you anything. This is free. You want it, take it, or leave it. And that's what I did. I walked around there. I had a great time meeting wonderful people, but most of them are still in the old business world. There's so much that we can do to help them. Help them. Go out there. Business owners need us very, very much. And so we'll hear someone else, and after that, I'll share with you another, I find, amazing story.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is so uplifting. We just learned something from there. And that is really an old way. Carrying those cards, I don't look at those cards myself. I don't. So I think the best way is our way. And it's for free. Just like you said, it's for free. Nobody that you can tell them that is for free, they don't go and want to find out what is for free. And the tendency is when they find out, guess what? It's so beautifully made. It is so rewarding that they can't help but want to sign up. Yep. Thank you.
Wait, can I say something?
Sure, of course.
I noticed that you're bragging about your company, right? That's why I say you don't want to contact him at all. Yes, Unpassive is the best company in the world. And despite the fact that it just began, let's say, 2018, and as it was introduced into the world March the 30th of 2022, and can you guys believe that? September 1st of 2023, we are all smiling. That is why there is no need to talk about other companies, but only our company. Why? Because we have organic products. Nobody can play with our company. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. If nobody's going, we started at 17 minutes after. IIanit, you may want to say another story. You have some interesting stories.
I had a very interesting week this week. Yes. So, yeah, Dr. Benny, I do brag about our company. I want to share, I don't always brag. I'm trying to be very, very polite, but the excitement that holds me inside, the passion that I have for Unpassive, I walk into that road show, that event, really head up high. I'm just so excited and thrilled to share Unpassive with the world. And that's what I want to hope, that all of us will be happy to share Unpassive, and will be happy to answer questions in the Unpassive way, to be accurate, to be straight to the point in the Unpassive manner, on how we nurture and help people grow the Unpassive way. So my next story was in a meeting that I had with a lady that she actually has a news channel in Spanish. She reports to the world every day, and each one of her sessions receives 11,000 views in 24 hours.
Wow.
Worldwide.
You got to connect me there.
She has a mailing list. Listen to this, of 500,000. And she tells me, she sends out a newsletter, I think every week or every month, I'm not sure. And she tells me, you won't believe it, but I'm still in need of financial support from my business partner. How crazy is that? She's an amazing reporter. She does things, she does her work with her heart out there. For years, everybody knows her. Actually, I have family in Mexico City that she knows, because, it's a very tight community, only 50,000 people there, the Jewish community there. And she still needs financial support. How does that make sense? Like, really, how many businesses do we know that invest so much in marketing their business, yet they don't receive the results they need? This doesn't make sense.
Not at all.
No correlation between the numbers and the actual results. So I think these are very important pieces of information that we need to know. We need to be able to investigate those business people that we are talking to. Let's learn about what they are doing and how we can help them. And for those who are listening to us, I'll just give you one little tip of how we can help ourselves and then show others. So Ashmufara had prepared for us all these wonderful links, correct? I went into the specific link about Omail. I shortened it. I downloaded the QR code, and I added that shortener and the QR code to my regular signature, permanent signature in my main email address. So every person that sees my email will see that colorful, beautiful QR code and my shortened URL. Now, once we fully migrate into Omail AI, then we will put on there an automated notification. Marty DeGarmo was talking about it, I think, a year ago. An automated notification that will go back to every company, every individual that's emailing us. Update your information. My email address is now at omail.ai. Now, how can we talk about innovation if we ourselves don't have that facade of innovation, right? So let's start with preparing our own signature properly. Because the more these signatures will be out there, the more of an effect it will have on people. Imagine that person who, the secretary or whoever that's working in a big company, and they keep receiving responses with that beautiful QR code. Eventually, they'll click on it out of curiosity, right? Everybody wants to be in the know. We're at an era that everybody wants to know the latest trend, right? People go to fashion shows, people go to tech shows. There's so much to do. So set yourself up for success if you're listening now to this amazing broadcast, and set your old email, the one that you have those hundreds and thousands of contacts in there, and teach others how to leverage their email so they're ready and they're set up for success. I want to say one more little thing, if you don't mind, Dr. Yvonne, regarding that new YouTube channel that I just started, called Ecosystem Wiz. There are short sessions that I'm not showing where the actual places are to click because of what we're signed on, and to work aligned with the company policy. But it's explaining how we should start, the steps that we should make. It really is easy. It's not about whether it's hard or not. It's new.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who choose to just sit with themselves a few minutes a day, will be able to make a new step every way. And eventually that yellow brick road to success is made out of those small bricks. Every day, add one little brick to your success way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, IIanit. I am just so happy that God brought you and I closer together on very, very beautiful grounds that comes from the heart. We've been talking a lot. We've been doing things together, and I am so grateful. And we're going to be calling you here. Just the tip that you just gave about those official emails, so we can change it to omail.ai. If you wouldn't mind, we set an appointment. You and I do it. We record it officially. Then you can send it to your platform. I send it to this One Global Movement. That way, we are teaching our youngpreneurs, everyone, because not everybody knows what we just talked about. And I think you should pick a position that you come and be teaching us here, because you're a teacher by nature. You are, because when you speak, we know. And I highly respect teachers and those who work in the health field a lot. So we need that here. I'm telling you, bragging about our company is that thing that comes from within you. Not say, hey, look at me. No, it comes from within you. We have to be able to walk that walk and breathe that breath that if somebody passes where any of us have passed through, they will feel a kind of vibration that is pulling them. Let me ask why this person is so calm and so confident the way this person is. Then they start to find out what you're doing. They ask questions, and there we go. It's our behavior that is going to pull people towards us. And when you say, I do not receive business cards because I will not be able to look at them, I'm not good at them, that is a good thing. You're honest. And now they know the QR code, information technology, communication, so important. Click with just one click or one photo shoot, the thing is already there. So this is something that we're going to be carrying to the world. Those are very great tips. Thank you so much. And I love you for that. Thank you.
Dr. Yvonne, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I just thought of something that my uncle told me about as well. It was with Mel Gibson, that Freedom, Sound of Freedom with the movie and all that saving. It's called Save a Child. It's called refereverybody.com. It's Save a Child. So he had gotten me into that, and that's a really good thing as well. So I just wanted to mention that because I've been looking into that. It's pretty awesome. So, but it was saveachild.com, and now it's refereverybody.com. So they're
okay. I think save that thought. You and I will talk about it, because when you told me yesterday that you're dealing with children, she is providing meals.
Yes,
nutritious meals, feeding children. Yeah. That is what we are all about. I didn't know about that.
And there's Mary's Meals as well. That's what my uncle does. He feeds.
Yes. Prepare to come and lecture here, because if nobody eats, if I don't eat, I get angry. And a hungry man is an angry man. I'm telling you.
Me too.
A hungry man is an angry man. If you don't eat, you can't study. No child can study if we don't feed them well. Yeah. You cannot do the business. I can do it if we don't eat. And so prepare to come and do a lecture on here. Not just a lecture, but something that we all can chip in and talk, because that is what you're doing. That is your calling. Just like IIanit's calling is teaching, and she's bringing out all this wonderful information. Yes. Dr. Benny is there too. She has her own calling. So we all need to do something, because even though we're doing almost one and the same thing, but we come from different perspectives, that we need to use all those perspectives to teach our children globally. So I am just so thrilled with all of this today. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I say one thing, please?
Yes,
Dr. Yvonne, you said something about food, which is very important for our children. The food will nourish them. And if there is no food now, they will not be able to study and, let's say, do their homework. It is very important. Now, since we are all brand ambassadors or affiliates, our CEO decided to share this amazing opportunity to all of us. Now, it is about time, now that September 1st, something happens. It's time now for you and I to go out there and help these underprivileged children. Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys look at my Facebook, is also, I posted on the YouTube yesterday, because it's our tradition. It should be the tradition of every human being. To serve is the greatest service of all, in the words of Martin Luther King. You don't need a certification. You don't need a lot of money. It has to come from your heart. I harvested watermelons and corn and some of the potatoes that I harvested from my Dr. Mundih's harvest garden behind my home. I put them into bags and Ziploc bags. I took them first to the post office, because those people are serving us in the post office. Our neighbors, we cook, our pots are always huge. You should visit me and see. Big pots. We cook corn, and then we call the neighbors, invite them, they come and eat. When you take things to people, remember, there are some people who don't have that money to buy food. I'm telling you, even though they are working, but know that they have a lot of responsibilities, that they barely even eat good meals. Take it to them. I'm telling you, you must have increased your heavenly account with so much blessing and overflow. It's a great thing to do. So I'm just so happy with this. I'm glad that I'm here with great souls like you. Vanshika, do you have anything, our daughter, to say? Maybe we are overtaking you. Just keep going. Do you have anything? Because the final word is going to come from you. So it's almost 4 minutes to the closing of time, because we started 17 minutes after. If you have anything, go ahead and say it. Or if you don't have, anybody else can keep contributing, then I will give the closing remarks. Thank you.
I have nothing to say regarding the topic, but yes, I'll really appreciate what just, I want the name to be pronounced. Is it Laneth, ma'am? Right. Okay. So what she said about the oatmeal and the
IIanit.
IIanit. Okay. Okay. So what she's told about the the original email you must have in Yahoo or Gmail or something, and about the oatmeal, that is oatmeal.ai. So that's really important, because now we're switching from something different to a new platform, to a new to another one, which is oatmeal, of course. And we'll be switching to, we already switched to OConnect as well. I think we had a session on OConnect also. We had one of the sessions there, and it was a great experience. So yes, what she told about that, it's really necessary for us now to switch to omil.ai. That's it. Thank you.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this session. This is how people just jump in and contribute. This is so wonderful when we carry out, because we all are different orientation, different upbringing, different gift, different everything. Even if the same gift, different methods of application, which is what our children need, so that there'll be no need for a teacher in school to say this child is a troubled child. That child is a troubled child because we have not yet discovered what that child is all about. When I attended the international youth fellowship conference in South Korea, there was a story of this young man. The parents could not handle this young man. When they sent this young man to school, all what he wants to do is to play music. And they would beat him up and say, oh, you don't want to study, you don't want to do this. Now they start putting him on medication. Now they ship him out of their own home for another person to take care. Can you imagine when a child is taken from their own parents? No matter what amount of medication is given to that child, the moment that parental love is not there, it's going to be difficult for that child. So they take this child and term that child troublesome. But now, somebody, a teacher that is so patient to really find out why this child is only gravitating towards music, they found out that that's all he wants to do. That's all he wants to do. And now they build an environment that is equipped with all the musical, everything musical. Come and see the glowness out of this child. This child knows music, not learning from anybody. Now everybody in that school, every student now learns music from him. They discovered who he is. He wasn't a troubled child. He was not a bad child. It's just because he could not articulate what he wanted. The parents failed to understand. The others that were housing him failed to understand his gift. They jumped into conclusions. And I am asking that we don't jump into conclusions, even about our peers, even about ourselves, because we are humans. We are bound to behave in a certain way because we haven't found out that gift within us that God gave us. And we tend to behave in that way because we don't know any other way. But it takes patience from who we surround ourselves with to find out. Let me find out why she's doing this or why he's doing this. And like my Uncle John there, he's like 90% my uncle. My uncle's name too is John. He's never married to like John. He behaves like John. He sings. He plays musical instrument like John. And that's why I have so much respect for him. John talks, but I realize that I have to listen. I have to just pay attention and listen. And when you listen, you will know he speaks sense. He speaks something that is going to help you. It's not just somebody talking, because that is his own gift of talking. That is why he's an actor. He is a professional actor. So we need to be patient, even with unpassive. Be patient. Let's put our hands together and support one another, Ash Mufara. But like IIanit said, do it first for yourself. Don't expect, try it first and do it. Don't just depend on one person. Because like she said, if you come to me to help you, I'm going to ask you, me too, what have you done first? What research have you done? Because we have enormous ocean of ways to research and find things. For me, my brain doesn't take a lot of technical things, but I can do the research and write it down. But I am a kinesthetic learner. I need to hear it from somebody. And so let us be patient. Let us pray. It's our company. The moment we support Mr. Ash Mufara, stay behind him 100% plus, that is who we are supporting, is ourselves. We are going to grow. So come here, if you can, Monday through Thursday, and be with us. Suggest a topic, anything that concerns young people and children, suggest it. And let us carry out conversations about this. And so I really just appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And one thing, I encourage everyone to subscribe to OConnect. You cannot sit there and be fearful and saying, oh, OConnect is not working. Are you yourself working 100%? We have glitches in our life, all of us, every day. So if we can imagine that they're building all these products from scratch, why would it not glitch? What about those that have been here for more than 50 years? They're still glitching. So let us all subscribe to O Connect. If we are waiting, we are wasting our own time. Let us all do it, because even just by doing it and our hands together, guess what? It's going to work. Something magical will happen, that it must work. Let us all do it. Thank you so much. And I think we've come to the end of today. If anybody has any word, say it, and then I will just close. Please.
Dr. Yvonne, I'd like to say something in that respect with O Connect. So thank you again so much. Your words of wisdom are amazing, and it's so helpful and encouraging to the entire community that's listening to you. I would like to share in that sense about O Connect two important things in my mind. So first of all, we need to remember that O Connect, just like on Passive, is a developing company. So it does have already tools, digital tools and services, but it will continue to develop as we go. Many of us who are online, we've seen already huge platforms that keep requesting us to update and update them, right? Because they put in always updates. Well, here on Passive is not coming off air in order to continue the engagement and the synchronizing of the tools and services. So it's improving and uploading information as it's still on air. That creates sometimes some glitches. I can assure you that the more you'll use O Connect, the better and the more comfortable you'll feel in those shoes. I've conducted over 80 webinars with O Connect. I've seen it, from 4 months ago when it was first introduced to us. I've hosted, by the way, speakers that are not founders, that are users, that didn't even pay yet for O Connect. I had them use it, engage into it, feel it. And yes, we did go through some hurdles along the way, but that's the nature of it. That's the nature of the beast. And it will grow and grow and grow. And just like Ash Mufara had explained to us, there's only a certain amount of testing that could be done at the alpha testing phase with the crew, with the engineers. There's only a certain set of beta testing that could be done with us founders. And then it goes out to the big world. And yes, we cannot avoid situations of when it's opening up to millions and millions and millions of people, that things do happen. Yet the core, the substance is there. This is by far the most revolutionary and rewarding and amazing platform ever built, ever built. Don't listen to me, listen to the experts, to people that had registered as founders, as us, as users. They don't work for On Passive. As a matter of fact, they work for huge companies. For years, they manage teams. They say they're the experts. They know all the other popular platforms. We know, thanks to them, talking about education and learning and growing together, by far, On Passive and O Connect exceeds it all. So don't wait. Register, try it, play with it. You can't break it. It's so much fun. And I assure you that every time you'll walk into that O Connect room, you'll discover new things. By the way, I just discovered yesterday something new on the chat where you could click a button and you talk what you want to write in chat and it puts it all in words. How cool is that? So there's just so much. There is so much coming our way, and I'm very, very excited. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Because right now we are on StreamYard. I am trying to create the O Connect by myself. I'm learning it because I want to do it myself, because when you do it yourself, it sticks. So most of the time during the week, I'm going to be using O Connect, even with chatting with friends. I want to do it on O Connect, not just chatting in any other form. I'm going to be doing carrying out interviews, which a lot of you here are going to be there. So O Connect is where to go. The only thing now I'm finding difficulties with the students that I have all over the world. They want something to watch. They're always going to YouTube. If something is not there, they start writing me. What happened? So I am trying to see if we can actually extract that recording.
So yes, we can. Yes,
Oh, really?
yes, Dr. Yvonne. So I wanted to say something about that. We can extract it. It might show up maybe 24 hours later, but not with every length. So for instance, I have a session that's over 2 hours long. It didn't allow me yet to download, but I do have sessions that are 30, 45-minute long. And actually it's better because we see that statistics show the shorter the session is, the more views it gets. So
Yes.
this encourages us, and it's okay. And so if we have a 60-minute session, let's break it down to 6 10-minute sessions. That's okay. We will work with what we have. We're not busy worrying about the past and trying to guess the future. We are working at the present with what we have now. And what we have now is a huge treasure. There's so much to do. I highly recommend everyone go into your OConnect, record there some kind of session on a daily basis, upload it to your YouTube channel, share it with friends, play around with it with the backgrounds. We're about to receive other personal backgrounds. There's just so much to do, so much to play with. Music you were talking about before, just play with it, enjoy. To me, it's like walking into a virtual Disneyland.
Yes, thank you. Because what I'm thinking here, I have this session that I've been doing, like a moment with Dr. Yvonne Mundih, which is still to educate, inspire, and empower the youths. Just it's 1 minute, 2 minutes. I think that those will be so good for that. You know, that will attract them even more to that. So let us do it together. Let us do these things. And if anybody wants to join in those short things, you too can do it. On 2 of us can do it. We post it in all our own channels. That is boosting and helping to grow one another. We can team up and be doing things like that. When you have the time, we do it. Just come, not more than 5 minutes. Just most 5 minutes or 2 minutes, those short. We are living in the attention deficit economy where every person wants to click and go, not a brick and mortar anymore. So let us do those shorts. So thank you so much. And I think we've come to the end of this. If that is okay for you guys, Vanshika, is that okay? She needs to sleep. I know that, but thank you so much for holding on. And Mr. John Barilla is gone, so we are going to go come to the close. Thank you guys so much for being patient and being with us. Thank you, Mr. John Barilla, and I really highly appreciate all of you, and I love you all. We are in it to so win it together. So if I just want to say, just remember to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.